In this video, we will answer some of the most common questions about an international driver's permit so you have everything you need to know for your next trip. We'll talk about the types of IDPs, information contained in the booklet, how long is it valid, what are some limitations, how to process one, and some common misconceptions. So what is an international driver's permit? Simply put, it is a translation of the information on your license into 10 or more languages, including Spanish, Russian, French, Chinese, German, Arabic, Italian, Swedish, Portuguese, English. The booklet is a result of two conventions on road traffic held in 1949 and 1968. Over 150 countries recognize the IDP, and the booklet is also regulated by the UN. Now here's something you may not know. There are two types of IDPs, one that follows the 1949 format and another that follows the 1968 format. But why is that important? Well, although the information on both IDPs is the same, some countries have pretty strict rules. The US, for example, only accepts IDPs that follow the 1949 format. So before you get an IDP, make sure you know the type of IDP recognized where you are traveling. What information does an IDP contain? An international driver's permit has your personal information, your name, birthplace, residence. It also contains the vehicle categories that you're allowed to drive, any restrictions like must wear corrective lenses, and any disqualifications or countries where the IDP is not valid. It also states its validity, which can range from 1 to 3 years. But you may be asking yourself, isn't my driver's license enough? In some countries, yes it is. Most countries in Europe allow foreign drivers to use their national licenses for up to a year. And if you have a European license, you do not need an IDP to travel in Europe. Countries in Asia and states in the US also have similar provisions, but since each country is different, you'll need to check and see how long you can use your driver's license. Here's one thing to remember. Even if you're allowed to drive using your driver's license, carrying an IDP is still a good idea. For one, many car rental companies won't rent to foreign drivers without an IDP, and you may also face issues with car insurance. If your driver's license is in a non-Romanic alphabet like Arabic or Hindi, you definitely need an IDP. When it comes to IDPs, it's better to have one and not need it than to need one and not have it. So how do you get an IDP? You can get an international driver's permit through the agency that issues driver's licenses in your country. In some cases, the government has authorized 1 or 2 organizations to issue this booklet. But if you decide to get an IDP online, you only need a copy of your driver's license and passport-sized photos. Ideally, you should have an IDP before traveling abroad. But what if you need one and you're already in a foreign country? Then, you have 2 options. 1. Contact licensing authorities in your country. This would require sending them an email or perhaps visiting their website and apply for an IDP online. Although most agencies do have this provision, you should consider the time factor and cost. Since you're already abroad, the international shipping fee will be high and it may take days or even weeks for the booklet to arrive. 2. Apply for an IDP through third-party organizations. There are non-government organizations that offer online IDP applications with worldwide shipping. The great thing with ordering online is you can even get a digital version of your IDP instantly, and some governments like Greece accept digital IDPs. What if I lose my international driver's permit? Well, you are not alone. According to one survey, up to 10% of respondents lost important documents like licenses and passports during travel. So what do you do? The first step is to contact the agency that produced your IDP. In most cases, all you need to provide is your license number and other information, and they'll print your booklet and send it to you. Another great solution is to get a digital version that you can save to your phone. This way, even if you lose your actual booklet, you still have a copy handy. Be sure to check out the website in the description below for more information on getting a digital IDP. If your stay is short and you don't have time to process an IDP, you may decide to forget about driving and use public transportation or perhaps hire a driver. Now that we understand the facts about IDPs, let's talk about a few myths. One of the most common myths is that an IDP is an unnecessary document. Some claim that they've never needed an IDP and therefore assume an IDP is not required. Here's the truth. The International Driver's Permit is a result of agreements made between more than 150 countries at international road traffic conventions. These conventions set out guidelines on IDPs, their validity, format, driver qualifications, and restrictions. An IDP is a real booklet recognized worldwide. Another misconception is that an IDP gives you additional privileges when driving abroad. Remember, an IDP only translates the information on your license. It does not change anything. In fact, if your license is revoked or suspended, your IDP automatically becomes invalid. Your IDP is only valid when presented with your valid driver's license. So if you're planning to drive abroad, remember these points. 1. An IDP is recognized in over 150 countries. 2. There are 2 types of IDPs. 3. You need to process one before traveling. 4. You can process an IDP online. 5. It is only valid with your driver's license. 6. Car rental companies often require it. And most importantly, an IDP is a valid booklet recognized by the UN and valid in more than 150 countries, so don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Now we'd like to hear from you. Which countries have you driven in? Did you need an IDP? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to click subscribe and click the notification bell for more videos on driving abroad.